wait for 2 minutes. I'll just ask more people to join in the group, and and if there is any issue with my audio or with the other speakers audio, just comment section. We can make the required. Okay. Thank you. All right, everyone. So I see that a few people have joined. People are still joining. Everyone, good evening, Mr. Rashi. Good evening. So we are also broadcasting ourselves live on YouTube. If you want to share this message with any of your other colleagues, friends who haven't registered and still want to join, because we have limited seats for this session over here, and so you can just share this link with them. They can also join. So we will be starting in another 2 to 3 minutes. We want more people to join, as we have received more than 250 people who have registered for the event. And we don't want any one of you to miss even 1 minute of this workshop. And trust me, you are going to enjoy this workshop. You are going to be stress free. So let's start with some questions. Let's interact a little bit. So we will know each other. So I want you all to just tell me in the comment section. You all are mostly teachers, a principal, or coordinator working in the education industry. So at your workplace, do you feel stressed? Do you feel that you are having a bad mental health? Yes, then write yes in your comment section, or if no, you are very comfortable with your workplace sometimes. Sometimes you feel stressed, burnout. We want more participation, because if you won't participate, if you won't loosen up, if you will be still be stressed that we are doing a workshop on stress management and you will be stressed, then this workshop is of no use for you. Am I right, Pooja?
Absolutely. This is for you to manage your stress individually and collectively. So let's open up. We're all human beings, and remember, this is a safe space. No judgment at all. Yeah.
Yes. Just write down whether you feel you are comfortable at your workplace. Sometimes, yeah, that's good. Sometimes you people feel that there is some workload. Well, what my observation is, well, I've been working in education for with teachers and school principals for last more than 6 years, and I have realized when I speak to them, and what I have even observed, that you will even agree with me, that you are working not just 8 hours or 6 hours a day. You are working beyond that, and you take the work home, and it is your responsibility. The truth is, the fact is, teachers are working 365 days a year. You don't have a holiday, and because you have a responsibility of a child, so that's fine. But at the same time, you should know how you can manage your mental health, how you can manage your work life balance, how you can manage your stress. I can assure you one thing. Now tell me, yes, in yes or no, is the classroom, are the children the source of stress for you or a source of release for you? Just write yes if it's a source of really. It's mixed. Okay, it's mixed for you. If just write yes if it's a source of release for you, and write no if it's a source of stress for you. Let's participate in this session. Yes, no, it is both way. That's good. That's good. But I don't see more people participating. Come on. You want every student in your classroom to participate in every activity. Come on, teachers. Okay, that's good. That's good. I see a lot of people. Uma, Bani, Raksha, Usha, Ravi Prakash, everybody. Some children are stressed for me. Yes, some children are, but they are the genius, I must say. When they grow up, they are the ones, they are the smartest ones. Don't we all agree to that? Yes. All right. I see that good amount of people have joined so far, and many have joined from YouTube Live as well. And let's begin our workshop. So we have today with us Ms. Pooja Roy. She's a psychologist. She's working with Good Lives, which is a mental wellness, mental well-being company who work with companies in their employees wellness programs, and they have even come up with programs for schools, for teachers. And through this workshop, you are going to learn. Firstly, we are going to make it interactive, so you will have to participate. If you are here to just listen to what the psychologist is saying, you can also have a one-on-one session with the psychologist. But if you want this to learn how you can manage, or also to understand yourself, what is your stress level, how bad is your mental health, you need to participate equally. We are going to give some task, give some activity, which is for you to assess yourself when we begin this workshop. So be ready with that. Participate. We are going to do some polls, and there is something at the end of this session as well that we are going to give you. We have something lined up as well. So there is giveaway from Good Lives for this session for a lot of teachers. So I welcome every one of you once again, and we are going to just start this live workshop. So let's go. So Miss Pooja, the stage is all yours. Miss Sakshi, the stage is all yours. So let's begin this workshop.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm welcome. Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope all of you are doing safe. I know it's winter, so I hope there's something warm beside you tea, coffee, water, whatever helps you. And as it was mentioned kindly by our presenter also, that this is going to be an interactive workshop. Okay. I mean, you can find PPTs online. There's so many PPTs, right, which talk about stress management, coping techniques. But what is different about this workshop is we're going to be talking with each other, because that is something which is very important in understanding that this is your safe space. And yes, safe space is for everyone, right? There is no discrimination with gender, age, or caste, right? So the more you can talk about yourself and with me, the more you will feel the stress already reducing, and I can guarantee you that. Okay. And with that note, let's start our workshop. As you can see in the chat box, or it's actually we can, I think, include the link again. There's a small stress assessment Now, before you begin the stress assessment, let me give you quick instructions. It's completely confidential, okay? Even I won't get to see your scores. Even I won't get to know who is answering what. This is for your individual understanding. How stressed are you? Because we talk about stress very casually nowadays. I'm very stressed. I'm very stressed. But how stressed are you? Is it medium? Is it high? Is it low? So if you do the stress assessment, you'll get to know your individual scores, and it is absolutely confidential. Sakshi, would you like to give some additional instructions over here?
Right, Pooja, thank you. So guys, you can just click on this link, click on Google sign up. It's just a one-click sign up. You'll be redirected to the stress assessment. It will hardly take 2 minutes to complete the assessment. Be honest with yourself to complete this assessment so that you get to know that how stressed are you, how underestimated our stress can be sometimes. So I think this is a good start to the workshop. There is no referral code that you need to fill in. There is nothing that you need. It's an open link where you can access the stress assessment for free.
Anytime you have any questions, please do let us know if you're getting stuck anywhere. And once you are done, kindly let us know in the chat section that I'm done. Anything will do. An emoticon, a hands up, or just yes. Thank you so much. This is for your well-being, okay? Just to understand currently how stressed you are. We use so many parameters for physical health, but nothing for mental health. So this is for you.
So I just see that a lot of people are saying that they can't see the link. Well, it is in the comment. Are you still not able to see? It is broadcasted to all. Stress management with the link. If you are seeing the link, please click yes. No. Okay. So some are saying, some are not saying. You just type no. I'll just share this with you. Reply to your answer, and you will get it. So whoever is not getting it, just reply no. I'll just share it, and then you will be able to see it.
So I
Okay.
think you don't need to download any app, ma'am. I think there is a
Don't
question.
have to download. It is a web link. It is a web link, and it is for you to assess yourself.
Okay, I think some people have already started giving the stress assessment. So it's medium for somebody. It is, I think, it may be high for
Yeah.
somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoever are comfortable sharing, please do share your answer. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to. This is for your individual understanding as well. So yes. Let's give 3-4 minutes and then we can start then. Please do let us know if you're having any other difficulty and we'll be happy to help you out. Students give so many assessments every day. Today is your assessment, your understanding. How are you doing mentally?
Thank you so much, Pooja. So, well, I see that a lot of people are still joining. So, I want you to just tell you that we are doing a mental health assessment for all the participants, and that is for you. And the details will be confidential. And I've just sent the link for the assessment right now. And people who are not getting it, you can just write no in the comment. I'll share that with you personally. And I'm sending that link to you. And people who have also joined on YouTube Live, we are sending the link again. You can go to your assessment and also share your experience, your answer if you are comfortable with it. You can, if on YouTube, if you are not able to click, you can just copy and paste the link for that.
You don't need any referral codes. You can just click on Google sign in and you will be redirected to the stress assessment. We can move forward once you're done with it.
Okay, a lot of people have done the assessment. Link cannot be opened, so there might be some internet issue, I guess.
So you can just copy paste the link on your Chrome browser, save it for later as well. That's okay. That's not an issue. The link is free. It is accessible to you later as well. We will, maybe we can post this on the WhatsApp group also later. That's not an issue.
Yeah, that will be great. We'll share this link with you so you can do your assessment as well. So, have we got good responses, Sakshi, so far? So we can move ahead.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think we are good to move ahead.
Yes, absolutely. I think I can speak for everyone. There's a lot of different responses. We got some moderate, we got some medium, right? We got some low. So I'm thankful to all of you who participated. Whoever did not, no worries. You can do it later on. This is for your understanding, okay? So, yes, what is stress? We keep on saying, as mentioned in the beginning of the workshop, that we are so stressed nowadays. But what is the exact meaning of stress? Now, there's a lot of dictionary meaning out there, but let's simplify it. Stress is only felt when the demands that you're feeling from the environment, it's very, very high than the resources you have. Okay. So basically, if your demands are professionally like a teacher or an administrator, or even as a student, if you feel the demand is extremely high and you do not have the present resources, that is when you feel stressed. And stress is not just behavior. We keep on saying that I can understand that I'm stressed by my behavior, but stress is also emotional, it can be physical, it can be cognition, which is your thought, right? And all of these, they affect your behavior together. What is stress for you might not be stressful for someone else. For example, some people, when they feel stressed, they binge eat or they scroll social media. But maybe for you, it can be something else. It can be maybe sleeping a little bit more, right? Or maybe not able to go out of your home. So you isolate yourself. So, the way you can be stressed and the way you cope with stress is different from person to person. And that is the most important note I want to start with because it's very easy to compare. You do this, you do that. Arey, I'm not stressed because of this. Why are you so stressed? But that means we are forgetting the individual differences. We need to understand India has so much of diversity. So, no matter how you say, Ki, I know better, you can do this, you are just stressing the person out more. So, yes, what is stress? When your demands are higher than your resources and you are reacting to it physically, emotionally, cognitively, and in short, behaviorally. All right. Actually, we can go to the next slide. All right. So, yes, next time if your students ask you, ma'am, I'm stressed, or they tell you, ma'am, you look stressed, or sir, you look stressed, you now know what it means, which is it has a very circular effect, physical, mental, and emotional, which can, of course, lead to also physical health disorders, which we'll come to shortly. All right. Actually, we can go to the next slide. All right. So there are some signs and symptoms very specifically pointed out in front of you in the screen. Now, all you have to do is, while I'm explaining to you, try to see if you have seen yourself having these signs or symptoms. There are so many articles out there, right? And our brain gets confused. What are the signs of symptoms of stress? But we have made it much more easier for you. You can definitely keep a mental check or you can do a physical check, however it helps you. So I'm going to use a case study example of a teacher only so that you can identify yourself better. We had a teacher who came to our session and mentioned that, ma'am, I was doing absolutely fine. But then I started noticing some symptoms, which my partner also pointed out to me. And when I asked them what were the symptoms, these were the following: physical, or else in behavior, what they felt was that they had a racing heart, okay, very heartbeat increasing. It was like they will have a cardiac arrest, and they went to every cardiologist and they said your reports are all fine, nothing physically wrong. They also had headache. They thought maybe it has a migraine effect, but they never thought it can be a tension headache as well. So again, went to every doctor and doctor said your reports are all clear. They also started noticing that even though they are a subject matter expert, they started having cold, sweaty hands. The pen would slip or the fingers would slip over the keyboard. There was shallow or erratic breathing. So, no matter how much they were trying to breathe in and breathe out, it was not possible to take care of their breathing pattern at all. There was shoulder or back pain, right? There's cervical pain, and I think work from home or ever since pandemic, this has increased a lot. So many people are talking also of spondylitis, right? So it can be a physical effect of stress as well. India is known as the place where there's everyone, one person in home having upset tummy. We have diarrhea or we don't have proper digestion process. And we go to so many doctors thinking it must be because of some digestion issue. But have you wondered, is it because of stress? Because when you're not able to process stress properly, your digestion takes place in a very negative manner. Acidity, gas, right? If you're not able to eat properly, pukish sensation, nauseated, these are actually symptoms of stress and not of anything else. Next, we go to rushing around. This person reported to me that, like a very robotic toy, he was not able to stop. He was walking and pacing like someone had possessed him. That's because he was so stressed he did not know how to sit and relax. And he could only feel better if he was pacing around the room, making notes, or doing the assignments for the students. Next is working longer hours. So even though you have a clock in front of you which says tick tick, your time is up, you're not able to stop. You're not able to stop because the stress is so overwhelming that the working hours just become longer and longer, right? Okay, losing touch with close ones. I think in pandemic, this is many times we have noticed when we have our household work, our workload as well, we are not able to relax. So even though our partners, our friends are there, we're not able to have a conversation with them. So stress can lead to isolation, or it can also lead to the opposite one. You are so stressed that you would not like to relax at all with the work, right? You would want to over engage with your people. So, be it party or be it just watching movies or just tea or coffee conversations, you're trying to escape your stress because once you think about that stress, you feel more sad, you feel very anxious. We talk about next fatigue and sleep disturbances. So, by fatigue and sleep disturbances, we mean stress can affect our sleep and our food parameters as well. So, under eating or overeating, if you're oversleeping or undersleeping, that can be because of stress as well. Last but not the least, this weight fluctuation that we easily talk about, right? Ki you have become very fat or you've become very thin. Sometimes it's not because of diet. We keep on talking about diet, right? But it can be also a very invisible factor, which is known as stress. Because when we are very stressed, our metabolism, it gets affected in a very negative manner. Now, these were the behavioral and physical symptoms that we noted with the person. But the symptoms that we don't talk about or we cannot identify more easily are the mental and emotional effects of stress. So, as I mentioned, a subject expert matter, supposed to remember every minute details, this person started forgetting even subtraction and multiplication. He could not remember how to do the simplest of tables of mathematics. He found it so hard to concentrate that he started even screaming sometimes, which was an outburst of stress. What happened? Why can't I even concentrate on a class 2 textbook? He started worrying about things which are irrelevant. Have I locked my door properly? Have I taken care of my pets? Have I taken care of the assignment which was supposed to be due tomorrow? Next, he had difficulty processing information. So, just like we have meetings every day, he could not process any information that was being mentioned, which were as simple as everything he knew just like yesterday. Negative self statements, which we know commonly as, the inner self critic, the very negative self critic, it started being more prominent, more bigger, like a very bad demon sitting on his shoulder. It kept on telling him, "You're not good enough. You're a horrible teacher. You're a horrible house, maker. You're not a provider. You are not meant to be here." And he started believing those voices, those statements which kept on circling around his head. This led him to have a lot of irritation and anger. His self esteem kept on crashing. And there was a lot of fear that he's going to lose his job, his parents are not going to understand him, his partner is going to leave him, which led him to having a lot of crying sessions. And thankfully, therapy has a safe space. We feel the shame in crying, but he had uncontrollable tears and he could not stop himself. Lastly, it does lead to depressive symptoms. So, stress in the long run can turn into anxiety or depression. He started questioning the very meaning of life, and nothing used to make him feel happy. even listening to a song or spending time with his loved ones. So it's like, where am I? Where is that previous version of me? That is the last statement he said at the end of our first therapy session. Ma'am, can you help me to get back that previous version of me? So I'm now going to pause and I'm going to make you have a little bit of reflection. Have you ever resonated with any of the statements above, be it recently or be it previously? Because if you have, that means you have been stressed, but you haven't noticed the red flags. And by red flags, we mean when do you need to see a professional? Just like we have parameters to see a physical person, a physician, when should you see a therapist? So, not only the symptoms are important, but what you need to remember is, are they happening consistently? If you have noticed yourself experiencing them over 1 week consistently, it's a red flag. If you see it affecting your daily life functioning, it's a red flag. If you see not only you asking yourself, but the people around you that I cannot recognize you, I like that previous version of you. You were funny, you were happy, you were so cheerful. That's a red flag. But the issue is we have normalized our stress symptoms. We think it's a phase, we think it'll go away. So that's why I thought it's very important that you educate yourself and you empower yourself with the signs and symptoms of stress, because then only can you prevent and have precaution before it becomes very serious mental health disorders, which are known as anxiety, depression, etc. So I'm going to pause and ask, have you ever, any one of you, identified any of these symptoms? You can let us know in the chat section. And remember, this is a safe space. We're just trying to open up and be ourselves. Because I have, I'm sure others have as well.
We have
Yes.
already started getting some yeses in the chat box.
Yes, I can see some people saying yes. Thank you so much. Right? Yes. Thank you for being open and honest. This is just going to help you for your prevention and precaution later on. Thank you. Yes. I'm happy that you're being all open and very encouraging. Sure. Thank you so much. So, yes, see, it's from person to person. It's not one person, but everyone goes through it. But because of the stigma and because we are very scared of log kya kahenge, we do not share, right? So, this is an important mechanism. Just like you measure your BP, maybe, or your temperature, right, from time to time, you can keep a track of your symptoms. And the way you can track your symptoms, you can understand, is it manageable or is it going towards something more serious? And then you would know when to check in with a therapist. All right. So that was our segment of signs and symptoms of stress. Actually, we can go to the next slide, please. All right. So this is a place where we are going to have the poll. What do you think? Do you think all stress is bad for us? No, stress is good. Yes, stress is bad. So what do you think? All stress, is it bad for us? Or do you think some stress is good for us? I'll leave the rest to you. Let's have the poll.
We have the poll live. You all can vote.
Let's see. Do you believe stress is good for you or do you feel stress is bad? You can look back at your past experiences and reflect on it. Have always the stress been bad for me or sometimes it's been good for me?
For the people who have joined us live on YouTube, we have shared the question with you on YouTube as well. You can write your answer over there. We're getting good results. So we got 29% people, around 13 people voted no, stress is good. 38% voted yes, stress is bad. 17 people, and about 15% voted, about 7 people. That's why we are having this workshop. And 15% don't know, they are not sure. But I see that about 49% people only participated in it. You are still here, you just have to click, give your opinion. What do you think? Is stress bad for us or it is good for us? You can vote.
This is for you guys. Just reflect. Stress is good or stress is bad? I know I mentioned signs and symptoms which are very negative. That's why it might make you feel maybe stress is bad. But do you think there's a possibility stress is good?
Majority goes with stress is bad.
Hmm. Interesting. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who participated. Let's see if it is true or false. Okay. Actually, let's go to the next slide. So, yes, not all stress is bad because there are two kinds of stress. There is distress and there is eustress. Now, what is distress? Distress, in short, is the kind of stress which becomes unbearable. As mentioned, the demands are so high that you feel oppressed under it. It's like a slave for you, right? You become a slave to its demands. So that's the bad kind of stress, which leads to the negative impact that we talked about. Now, what are those kinds of stress? It can be financial difficulty. It can be a promotion which is leading to more responsibilities, right? It can be a transition of life. Maybe you're changing the city, or maybe you're getting married. So, the way you perceive stress, it can be distressful for you, it can be not distressful for you, which comes to the eustress. The eustress means doesn't mean the challenges are gone, the challenges are still there, but it gives you the good kind of effect. So, for example, for someone, a promotion can be stressful, but for someone, a promotion can not also be stressful. For someone, a financial difficulty perception, the way they're perceiving their financial difficulty, can be stressful. But for someone, they can perceive that it's yes, it's going to be stressful, but if I can plan it properly, if I can take care of some resources, talk to the experts, and properly execute, then it turns into eustress. For someone, a roller coaster ride is very scary. But for some people, roller coaster ride is a very fun thing. So it means what is your perception? What is your environment telling you? And how have you learned what is stress for you? See, at the end of the day, stress exists to make you understand there is danger, there is a demand, there is a threat. You need to take care of yourself. And in that situation, you can take your time and perceive. So if you can see the slide in front of you, if you are seeing a threat which is negative for you, you're perceiving it in that manner. So, see how you will become stressed emotionally, physically, you will feel that stress as well. You will get very stressful thoughts, and your behavior will also automatically turn into something which is stressful. Your hands will tremble, or you will maybe procrastinate, or maybe you will isolate yourself, or maybe you will use non healthy coping mechanisms to cope with the stress. Same with the emotion, like we talked about. Stress in the long run can lead to a lot of fear, which is uncontrollable fear and anxiety. So, hence, you would like to avoid it, which we call as avoidance behavior. You don't want to deal with it at all, and it becomes an never ending loop and cycle, which is known as sometimes social anxiety because you're perceiving that to be stressful. I'm sure as teachers, we have had faced that social anxiety or feeling that imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough. So if you perceive it in that manner, that socializing is challenging and negative for you, your emotion becomes anxious, your productivity becomes procrastination. I'm not going to socialize. I'm not going to try to expose myself. And hence your performance deteriorates, it reduces. So see how it's interconnected. So what we need to do is take care of your perception. So if you now go to slowly towards the eustress slide, if you can see this challenge, when this challenge is presented to you, automatically maybe it's negative, but then you sit for some time and see how can I make it positive or can it be positive for me? Your emotion from the initial fear will turn into excitement. Your behavior, which might be procrastination or avoiding, can initially be turned slowly into motivation. Let's try to do our very best. Let's see what can be done. And of course, then Your performance, very slowly, which you thought will not be there at all. Your productivity, which you thought will be zero, will slowly turn into enhancement because you'll be thinking, I am motivated. I don't have fear. So, how can I help my behavior to be more positive and more helpful? So, the next time when you're feeling stress or you think this is a threat or a challenge, maybe take care of your perception, take care of your emotion accordingly, and then you can definitely change your behavior. So that was a myth buster. Not all stress is bad. All right. So yes, Sakshi, now we can go to the next slide. So we will be now talking about work-life balance and stress management. Now, work-life balance and stress management go hand in hand because if you can manage your stress well, you have a work-life balance. If you can manage your work-life balance well, then you can take care of your stress. All right. But before that, remember, however you try to balance your life, you need to firstly track your symptoms, like we talked about. And number two, you need to take care of your perception because at the end of the day, stress is what you perceive. All right. Thank you, Sakshi. I'll go slowly one by one so that it makes very much clear for you. All right. Is there something wrong with the slideshow?
Is it visible now?
Yes. Thank you so much, Sakshi. Yeah. All right. So there are a lot of mechanisms out there, but I have pointed out the ones which scientifically has worked for our clients and also for the organizations that we have worked for. So we're going to start with organizing your daily list. Now, we put a lot of organization in our mind because we believe our brain is the super powerhouse, right? It has no limit. But please remember, your brain is an organ, and at the end of the day, just like any part of the body, it has its limitations. It gets exhausted. And more than me, I think you would understand as a teacher, as an educator, as an administrator, or as a student, we cannot put all the demands on our brain. So even if it's a small task, even if you think you can remember it, I would urge you to start practicing writing down your daily lists, which is known as to-do list. Now there are many to-do lists, but you can make it digitally if you're a very, very pro to digital devices. Some people like traditionally physically writing it down, whichever you prefer, please go for that. But try to take away that pressure from your brain, that normal tasks which you rely on your brain, and try to divide it in two ways. So we have some assignments which we need to do immediately. If we don't do it, the more we delay, the stress becomes bigger and it becomes anxiety provoking. So those are known as critical dates. Absolute, as soon as possible, I have to do. You can organize it in that manner that these are absolute to do list. The second kind is it is important, but I can do it later. So when you try to do this discrimination, your brain also understands that it's okay. These are the tasks I need to do. These are the tasks I don't need to do. I can relax. I don't need to be pressurized because pressure is at the end of the day, brain thinking, I need to complete everything perfectly. So that's the number one suggestion for you. Try to have an organized daily list, to do list, digitally or physically, and try to make them into very important and absolutely due date, very critical, or not so important and can be done later on. All right. And this is something you can teach your students also. Students at the end of the day are small seeds which are taking the nourishment from you. And if you do it, the students learn from you that, okay, here's my mentor, and they take the strength from you. Number two, breathing and physical exercises. And I know this must be said and done everywhere since pandemic, but please remember these are very important. As I told you that the brain is just an organ, it also breathes. It also needs nourishment. So you're not breathing just for your physical body, you're breathing for your brain as well. It takes so much information every day. So if you don't breathe, how will your brain breathe? How will the information get inside? You don't have to do a lot of meditation. There's a lot of motivational podcast out there. I'm sure of it. But simple, just breathing in, breathing out, contraction, relaxation of muscles. You don't have to go to the gym. You can do walking, you can do skipping, you can do simple yoga poses, whichever you want to do, whichever is helpful for you. Because if you take a physical task into an assignment, then it will not work. It has to be relaxing, enjoyable, and it will help you feel good about it. So try to have a consistent breathing, a physical exercise. And if you are not getting the time, when you're sitting in that school, that building, you can do it at that time also. Just before you start the class, quickly close your eyes, do a little bit of breathing. Or just before you enter the class, be very mindful to how you're walking. Our steps become very nervous, very, very sharp because we know we have work to do. So try to do it in more relaxing manner. And you don't need to do any other different physical activity. The work that you're doing, that can be your workout yourself. Next, we come to sleep and food. And no, I do not mean this for physical fitness. I mean this for mental fitness. As mentioned, the brain also needs nourishment. So, if you have noticed yourself skipping a meal that day, you will be more lethargic. You will be feeling more drowsy and sleepy. And maybe your mood can also be cranky. So, sleep and food, just like for any child, for a teacher, for an educator, is also very important. So, do not miss out on those power naps that you can take, or do not skip your meals. Just takes 10 minutes, 10 minutes for your nourishment, right? Next is laugh and humor. And I think this is one of the most interesting concepts that we have recently thought about. So there's a lot of laughing clubs out there, right? And the teacher also told me, who was my client, that ma'am, I do look into viral videos which are very laughable, very, very funny. But randomly looking into laughing sources of videos is not helpful. You have to get out that 5-10 minutes where you're consciously looking at those funny sources, be it story, be it videos, be it just sharing, stories with other people or watching it online. So scientific studies mention just 10 minutes of humor and laugh where you're consciously putting that effort. It helps your mood upliftment and your stress hormones, which get, reflected in your body, they get ejected out of your body because laughter is the best medicine for stress. Or you can encourage your students with themselves also. Maybe something funny happened, right? And as a teacher, we get very frustrated. Why is this, disruption happening? Laugh with them. Encourage them also to laugh with you. So not only will you become a supporter for them, a friend also, and you will be having your quick endorphin or dopamine, neurotransmitter levels helping you to relax. Next, we talk about work-life balance. Now, this is a controversial topic. Many teachers have told me there is no work-life balance. Unfortunately, due to pandemic, lot more duties have increased, and I completely empathize. I empathize as a human being. So, what you can do is basically two, three things that you can help in a work-life balance. Tasks will never end, but maybe there are certain days you can go a little bit earlier to the classroom rather than staying late. Earlier to the classroom, earlier to your place where designated, and take care of the tasks. And rather than working late every day, you can designate once a week or twice a week, just working a little bit more. Procrastination or this need for overworking happens when we make it a mental concept that I have to work late every day, that I have tasks every day which need to be completed very late. But you can balance it by sometimes going earlier, as mentioned, and once or twice maybe working a little bit later. All right. What else can you do? You can also, as mentioned, try to have a designated yourself time for yourself. Now, I know you might say the day is already so hectic, the day is heavy. When can I find my self time? But as I quickly told you, with the 10 minutes of video for yourself or story sharing, please try to find that 10 minutes of self time. Because when you give absolutely all that, that level of dedication to yourself, you're not only teaching yourself that you are a very important and valuable human being, you'll be able to help your students to also learn. You can give self-care, self-time. Whoever are getting stressed by saying, ma'am, so many assessments, sirs, too many materials. This self-time helps in de-stressing a lot, and I cannot emphasize how important this is. Just 10 to 15 minutes whenever you have, every single day. Next, we talk about accepting pressure. And this is unfortunately the very truth that we need to accept. Pressure will be there no matter what age, no matter what profession. Pressure will be there. External pressure, that means the pressure which is outside of our body, we might not have a control, but you have one control: how you take care of the pressure. Are you ready to accept it? Are you ready to do some modification about it? And that's your internal control. So, yes, let's try accepting pressure will be there and let's focus on what is in our control. Let's try to do that. What's not in our control, let's try to modify it or let it go. Because most of the times, our anxiety, depression comes when we want to control what is not in our control, the uncertainty of it. Most important, we are all humans. We are here to make mistakes. Not any one of us has gone throughout our lifetime journey without making a mistake. It's not just children, as adults. The more you can be forgiving, having self compassion, the more you'll be not stressed. It's okay if you did not do an assessment that well. It's okay if you did not complete that portion of syllabus on time. It's okay if a student said, "You're not a good teacher." Maybe it's their frustration. Maybe it's not about you. The more you can have self compassion, self empathy, self love, the more this concept of stress reduces into small thing in your fingertips. You teach your children, right? Love yourself, be caring. But at the end of the day, are you teaching self love for yourself? Because inside of us, there's always a child, always learning, always yearning for forgiveness. And we are here for external validation, right? I want to be known I'm a good educator, a teacher. But sometimes you compliment yourself. It was a bad day, it was a hard day, but I still managed to go through it. Good job. It's okay. So try to incorporate self forgiveness, self love every day whenever you can. Administration support is something which thankfully now schools, colleges are listening to it, where they're recognizing that if we keep on giving negative criticism, very harsh judgment to the teachers, you're getting them more stressed. So what the Good Lives also we're trying are employee assistance programs where we're trying to include an environment of space, safe space, giving proper constructive criticism, not harsh criticism, and giving positive feedback and making teachers or the employees have their own therapy sessions or employee assistance programs as mentioned, or they save space. And this is something which is need of the hour, where we need to implement these services so that teachers also feel that their backs are being taken care. All right. And with that, we come to the last point that was there on the PPT, which is seek the help, ask for the help. We are not a machine, we are not God. And at the end of the day, we always think, I can take care of it. It's within my fingertips, it's within my control. But this delay of your help can lead to more serious impact of it. You ask your students, right? Whenever you're stuck somewhere, please seek the help. The same way we'll ask you, please seek therapy. Now, therapy is not just to talk about it. As mentioned, everyone has individual differences. What gets you stressed might not be stressful for me. What helps you in stress might not help me. So, hence, it's very, very important that you go
Saturday, you please write to me. We have sent it to almost everyone. Just 200 people are left. We will send it to you. And I'm so sorry for the delay. But and thank you so much, all of you, to attend that session. That was a success, and I really appreciate that. But I'm so sorry for that. I'll definitely send it to you by day after. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashish.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Ms. Uma, I think you would like to talk. So I'll allow you to talk. Speak. I have unmuted you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I'm handling free nursery class. Ma'am, while telling the story, they will keep on talking, ma'am. How to grab their attention? Like you said, the breathing exercise. Is it for them also? They are very tiny kids, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I'll be very honest. If you can start teaching them from an early age, but you have to make it more interesting, which is
Okay.
like they're talking, then like you have to mention, hey, today we're going to do something very fun and exciting, something very new. Are you excited? Are you ready? So you will be taking their consent and they will either say yes or no. And then try to be in the middle. Try not to be in the front, try to be in the middle so that it's like a circle. You know, you're doing a circle of safe space. And then you'll go in the middle and then you first say, okay, take your hands. See, where is your heart? You put it. Can you feel your heart beating? Can you feel your breathing? Do you notice how you breathe? So when you make the instruction more simpler, more fun, they start listening. And as I mentioned, start with 2 minutes. 2 minutes, like see how your chest will slowly goes up like a balloon, then slowly goes down like a balloon, deflates. If you make it fun like them, or you can put templates also, that'll be really, really fun for them because early age, if you teach them, it's going to be very helpful for them in older age also. So yes, absolutely. I hope that helps you.
You're again on mute, Hamid. Hamid, we can't hear you.
I keep
I-
muting my mic. I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ms. Surbi is there. We will take just one last question, and then we are not going to end this session. We have some giveaway for you. As you have attended this session, you might be wondering what Good Life can give you. There is a giveaway, and from Exjobster also, we have something for you that we would like to talk about, which is very interesting for all the teachers. I just allow Ms. Surbi to talk, and we will take this further. Ms. Surbi, I have unmuted you. You can speak now. You are not audible. I have unmuted you now. Can you speak now? Please try to speak now. I'm so sorry for that. Anyway, we'll check your question later after this. We have Miss Anwari over here. I'm unmuting you from Miss Anwari. I have unmuted you. Would you like to speak? Okay, so anyway, we can have Miss Sruti, you are not audible. And we have a question over here. In the meantime, you can answer that, Ms. Pooja. So the question is, we are at the end of the year. Children who are writing neatly, their handwriting is gone bad. How can we improve that?
Yes, and that is also because a lot of the mentioned in pandemic when they have been home, they did not need to use their physical writing, and that is one scenario definitely. So you can again make it interesting. You don't need to buy handwriting books anymore. What you can do is mindful writing. Mindful writing is also a concept that is scientifically used, where we teach our students and ourselves. Let's try to write. Suppose there's a sentence that the cat meets the owner for the first time. I'm just putting a very random sentence. So with mindful writing, what we're teaching the students or the children is, let's write it very, very slowly together. And you have to do this activity with them. You cannot do this as a assignment to them, where you take a sentence and you teach them very slowly, write one syllable at a time, one word at a time, one alphabet at a time, and you focus on your breathing, and you focus like you're doing one turn up, that means breathing in. You're turning it down, curve, that means you're breathing out. So mindful writing really helps them not only to not feel stressed at the time, because they're feeling stressed to write, to take the notes, to even follow up in the classroom. So mindful writing can be implemented for any grade and any age. So I hope that helps you.
Thank you so much. So Ms. Surbi, you can speak now. Yeah, I think there might be some technical issue. I'm so sorry for that. If you have any questions for Ms. Pooja, you can write to us. You will receive an email from us after this session. You can give your feedback, you can give your questions. We will get all your answers from Ms. Pooja about that. Okay, so let's go ahead. So there are 2-3 things that we are going to do now. First of all, I would like to thank Good Lives, Ms. Pooja and Ms. Sakshi for taking this initiative with their Jobster to take a live session on stress management and mental health of teachers. And I hope that it was very useful for you. If it was very useful for you, I want you to write in the comment that yes, it was useful. Please write in the comment that yes, it was useful for you. Just like write yes, 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 yes. Just fill the comment box with yes. Let's appreciate Ms. Pooja for taking this session. If you think that it was useful, if you think that it was helpful, yes, it was very useful session. Thank you so much, Carol. Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Wonderful session. Thank you so much. So first of all, I do it in the beginning of the session, but I missed it, so I will do it now. So I want to know who is here with us. So we are doing this poll. We have started this poll. Please click the one you are: teacher, principal, coordinator, director, administrator, or other. So we have 75 people online right now, and I want 75 people to vote. Amazing. We have that principals. We don't have principals here. We have coordinator, director, administrator, other as well, and majority of teachers. I see, but only 55% people have voted so far. Let's contribute. Let's participate, because you will have to speak up if you want to get out of that stress. You have to release your muscles, release your mind. That's amazing. That's amazing. So about 77% are teachers, or 34 are teachers and coordinators, directors, and everybody is here. And I'm really grateful that you all did this. You all joined this session, and I hope that you even liked it. So the purpose of all this, there is nothing to sell or anything. We just want you to be motivated. We are just doing it to give back to the community of teachers, because whether it's Sakshi, Pooja, me, or any one of you, there is a teacher in your life who changed your life, who said something to you, or who did something, and that affected your life in a way that you started to take things seriously, or you take a life decision. So that is why we are doing these sessions. So to go ahead, first of all, I would like to tell you that there is a giveaway from Good Lives. And Sakshi, I would request you if you can tell the audience about that giveaway, what we have for all the attendees over here.
Absolutely, Hamid. Thank you everybody for staying up for entire session. I am really, really grateful to you that in spite of you being teachers, you are open to learning new concepts about stress management and improving your life, not only yours, but you're so worried about your students as well. So I really, really appreciate that. And hence we have a special giveaway with Hamid, organizing everything from at Jobster. We would like to offer you all a free therapy sessions, first 5 recipients on, we will drop a WhatsApp link that what you can WhatsApp us, and if you WhatsApp us in a specific format, the first 5 recipients get a first session free, right? Second giveaway from our end is that our employee wellness program for teachers, for students starts as low as 299 per month per member. So if you go out for a therapy session, it is roughly $1,000 for one session. We are ready to support not only you but also the students with just 299 per member per session. So Hamid will drop a WhatsApp message format which you can edit and send us to on Good Life's WhatsApp number, and we will take it from there. So we are more than happy to have you get that therapy session for absolutely free.
I have already messaged in the WhatsApp group and the chat link, the chat link. So you can click on that chat link, copy the message, fill your details, names, and all. And the first 5 people will get this free therapy session from Good Lives. And thank you so much, Sakshi, for this giveaway. I hope it will be useful for a lot of teachers out here. And see, this Good Life is the platform which is for all. So if you have any problem related to mental health or anything, so you can definitely reach out to them. This is for you. All right. So let's go ahead and so what's there from a Jobster to you today? So every time we have a workshop, we have something for you. That is usually the next workshop. But to tell you about it and to give you the early access to that, I would like to know, I have a poll here as well. I would like to know from you, there is a question. Who is the brand ambassador of a school? How is school looked at by whom? Whether student, teacher, parent, principal, or anybody else. Who is the brand ambassador? Is it student, teacher, parent, principal? Because see, the brand ambassador drives admission, drives growth. So who is the brand ambassador? Results are also there. I forgot to add that results should be there, but then that's for promotion. So students, amazing. So I think you all should participate. It's not that very hard question. You all can participate. Amazing. Getting more answers over students. Are you not confident in yours? Don't you have confidence in yourself that you can be an ambassador? Amazing. So here is the result. Mostly voted that students are the brand ambassador of the school. Teachers are also parents, one parent, and also principals. So let me tell you one very important thing. The biggest brand ambassador in a school is a teacher. Because you are the person who is interacting with the parents. You are the person who is known that you work in that school and you drive admissions. Even if it's word of mouth, your word of mouth drives the admissions as well. So the next workshop that we have for you is on personal branding. And why personal branding is important for teachers? Because you see, the next thing in any industry is about personal branding. If you have a personal brand, even in your career growth, nowadays, if you send your resume to any school principal, and if they will see like you have added the Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook link of your profile. So they will click on it, they will see how your profile is, and that will show your personality. Nowadays, yes, qualification is important, but schools are mostly hiring for after the personality of the teacher. So you will have to build a personal brand, and it is not like you have to do a lot of things to build a personal brand, but it is very simple thing that we are going to do in this workshop, and it is scheduled for next Thursday. And Mr. Jay Bhagri, who works extensively on marketing for schools and for personal branding of teachers, he is going to take this workshop, which is going to be very useful for all the teachers, and it is going to drive you growth. It is going to help you succeed in your career for sure. So we are going to share the link for this workshop, which is there. So you can all you can all register for it, because we are going to get heavy traffic for this. That's for sure. I know we are going to get heavy traffic for this, and we don't want anybody to miss for this workshop. So I'm sharing the link with you all over here. We will also share it in the WhatsApp group and send you a post of it as well. I just sent you it over here. You can click on it, you can go there, you can register, so you don't miss this session. And because see, let me just give you a brief example how this works, because just a brief question, a quick question from you all. Just tell me simple yes or no. How many of you think that you will not leave your current organization as a teacher, that you are going to work until your retirement in this organization? Just tell me yes if you think that you are going to work in your organization until your retirement, or no if you are not. To see if there is any yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So you are going to work until the retirement. That's really good for the organization. But do you see growth over there? Because we all know the fact, until the principal position is not, until the principal retires, there is no position for principal over there. So there is only one post for leadership. But if you want to work for just at the same level, or if you don't want growth, right? So to just for example, like if you have joined a new organization and you work with them and you have good following, you have good network, and every teacher who has an influence gets at least 10 admissions to the school, that quality admissions, because the parents, or the people they meet outside are looking at the quality of teaching that teacher is making and where that teacher is working. So they want that thing to happen. And you must know that there are some students who just love you. They are only studying in that school because of you, because they want to learn from you. So that is one thing. And now, if just in case, if you are leaving and you have an influence, and you go to the principal or the director that I'm leaving. So if you have an influence and if you are a very good teacher, and they won't let you leave, they will pull every string to retain you. But if you are not that good teacher, they will say, okay, fine, you can go. But if you want to be that teacher who the school don't want to don't want to lose, you need to have a personal brand. Because if you say that I want to leave and you have a 25,000 following, they are going to do anything to make you stay, because your brand, your personal brand, because of you, they have a reputation in the market, they have a reputation in the town, and they are able to drive admissions and even retain students, because nowadays even students switch schools, and you will have an upper hand in the organization, that you are responsible for a lot of things, and that will even drive growth for you, and it's even easier for you to get new jobs, get higher pay scales, and even grow your career. So that's why we have this workshop. I'm sharing the link once again for you to register for this workshop, so we can help you with personal branding. We can give you the tools. We can tell you how you can do the personal branding. It's a very simple thing, and you just have to be consistent with it. And it's very easy for teachers, by the way. It's not easy, Sakshi. It might not be easy for you and me, because we don't have that much knowledge. We have to first study and then we have to make content. But teachers are so knowledgeable. You have so much knowledge, you interact with students, you even learn from students, you have so many experiences with students, that when you will share those experiences on the social media, you will be a brand by yourself. You are actually a brand. Teachers are the brand, and you need to make use of it. Then only you will be able to grow in career. You will be able to grow in any area that you will work in. So that's
Right.
what we are going to do.
I think
Anything else?
this workshop is something that people should not miss if they want to grow in their career. They want to make sure that they have their own personal brand, which people know teachers by their name. People come to institutes by teachers' name. People come to colleges by their names. So I think teachers are the people who are taking things forward for students. They are building the youth community, and for them it is very, very important to listen to what the facilitator has to say on personal branding. I think this is going to be a super fun workshop.
Amazing. Yes, it is going to be amazing workshop for all of you. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I just have one more poll, and that is the rating. I would like to know how useful did you find this workshop. So this will be for me, for Sakshi, for Pooja. If you had a lot of takeaways, if you think that you were able to find something, some answers that you were not able to find, you can give the rating according to that. And you will also get an email after this session, so you can write to us your feedback, your questions. If you have any question from Ms. Pooja or any suggestion for us, and then we will definitely help you with anything. So we have also shared the giveaway details in the WhatsApp group that is there. And well, I added everyone, but sometimes it happens that not everyone is added because there is a restriction. So what I am doing, I'm also sharing our WhatsApp group link in case you are not in that WhatsApp group. I will just share that with you, so you can also join if you are already in the WhatsApp group for this session. So we can do that. So we have the results here. Thank you so much, everyone, that you gave us 543 stars, and I hope it was very useful for you. And we welcome you again for other workshops, and we are going to have multiple workshops. And if you think that there is something that you would like us to take a workshop on related to education, related to any policy, related to anything related to stress management, anything related to pedagogies, you can write to us. We will consider that. We will get a speaker on board, and we will take this session. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today and being until the end of this session. I thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you, Pooja. I am honored, and thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Hamid, for having us, and I hope this was helpful for you. Do let us know. We also want to learn from you. So do let us know.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. Take care, everyone.